This is a video by Richmond. Today we are working on a Ford Focus. This happens to be a 2007 model. And what we're doing today is we are replacing the secondary air injection pump. That's the Smog pump. Now this is up to you. The service manual doesn't say anything about disconnecting the battery before you work on the pump. But the pump itself says to remove the negative battery cable from the battery. So that's up to you, what you want to do. First thing we have to do is get the vehicle up in the air so we can get underneath it, because we have to remove this air deflector right here underneath the radiator. It's secured by 8 screws and 5 push pins. So we got to remove that now. What we do is take these little push pins off this piece right here, because we got to remove it. There's one right there, and there's one there. A total of 3. And we remove that panel. Here is the last little push pin. And there's the panel. Next thing we got to do is to remove the grill. It's held on by this 10mm bolt. That one right there. After we take those bolts out, we got this little piece right down there that will hold it in. And there is another one right there. We just lift up on it, and that grill should come right out. So let's do that now. Alright, here's the last bolt. And okay, that's loose. There's the grill. Next thing we got to do is to remove the right headlight. It's held in by 3 10mm headed bolts. One here, and one way down in the back on the side, which is hard to get at. So let's tackle the hard one first. I'm looking for it. There it is, right there. So we're gonna go up there and remove that bolt now. This is the back of the headlight, and these are the connectors that you'll have to remove. That black one and the brown one. This is the last bolt. Our electrical connectors have been removed behind the headlight. There it is. Next thing we need to do is to remove these pump hoses from the plastic tubes right here. There are 2 different sizes. And there they are. Next thing we got to do is to remove the electrical connector that connects the pump to the wiring harness. There's a lock right here on this side, and the lock on this other side is broken. Well, this locks on both sides. You'll have to pry open. The single ones are difficult, but geez, a double lock. That makes it even harder. Oh, geez, see that? Just barely touched it. Broke. Well, I guess we'll be taping that together. I mean, look how old the car is. Alright. Now there are two bolts that secure this bracket to the frame. But they're most likely rusted in, they'll just bust off. But that's what the manual says to remove, so we're going to try to get that pump out of there without messing with that bracket because it would just bust the bolts. Get it off that little rubber bumper. That one. And this one's underneath the hose. A little bit more difficult. Alright. We got them off. A little bit more difficult probably putting them back in, but okay, she's out. There is the pump. We're going to transfer our hoses over to the new pump now and weasel that thing back in there. Before I remove the hoses, I'm going to mark them to this boss on the pump right there, and that will help me to realign the hoses on the new pump. We're going to put a little silicone spray on that rubber to help slide that in. one rubber bumper. Another bumper. Okay, she's all in, and we didn't even have to touch those bottom bolts. Now that we got the pump in, we can put the electrical connector back in place. Remember the other one? How the locks were broken? No need to worry, because our new pump has a new connector. So we don't have to worry about that giving us any problem. Connector only goes on one way. There it is. Next thing we're going to do is put our hoses back on the tubes. Okay, the air pump is all in, so all we have to do is reverse our steps from here. Headlight, grille, air deflector underneath there, and that's it. We're all done. So that's all there is to replacing your secondary air injection pump on your Ford Focus.